We're gonna start one of our apple recipes today. This is an apple ginger crumble baked in a mason jar, which is super fun because you can travel with these or have individual servings. And we're gonna top it with a coconut cashew cream. And guys, let me tell you, I think this is truly one of the best recipes I have ever made. So definitely give this a shot. It's also gluten-free and soy-free. So to get started, we're gonna take 4 apples. I prefer Braeburn or Honeycrisp, but use whatever kind of apples you like, and peel them and then dice them. So I have this apple peeled and we're just gonna chop it up. We're gonna chop it into just chunks about that big. You know, it's an apple crisp, so bite-sized pieces will do. I really like this recipe because I'm not much of a baker, but this recipe doesn't have to be like as scientific as if you were making something like a cake. It's really nice because you can, you know, play with measurements of spices or ginger and make something that tastes really good to you personally. Okay, so we have 4 apples in this bowl, and now we're going to go ahead and add some other spices. And one of the things we're gonna add is fresh ginger, and holy cow, this takes it to a new level. So I don't think I ever wanna eat anything with baked apples that doesn't have ginger in it after this. It's so good. So take a piece about this size. This is gonna make it pretty gingery. Obviously use less if you want to. And we're just gonna take that kind of like skin peel off the ginger. So we're gonna cut this into these like thin strips like that and then stack them. We're kind of like julienning the ginger, except we're gonna cut it one more time just so it's in little tiny pieces. All right, it's gonna look like that. We'll add the ginger to the bowl with our apples and then just add a few more spices. Add 4 tablespoons of maple syrup or agave nectar, 2 tablespoons of arrowroot powder, which will help to thicken it, the juice of 1 lemon, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So get all of our apple filling mixed together and make sure your oven is set at 375 degrees. We're gonna set this aside and go ahead and get started on the topping. So to make our crumble topping, we're gonna start with 3/4 of a cup, and this is just a quick cook rolled oats or oatmeal, and a 1/2 cup of melted coconut oil. Add 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. You can also use that sugar in the raw if you choose to use that. That would be fine. A teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and just a little dash of salt. And we're gonna mix this together. And again, this is a crumble, so it's gonna be crumbly. It's not gonna turn into a dough. We're just gonna try and smush up the sugar and the oil and get it all mixed in with the oats as much as possible. All right, that is mixed together, and now we're gonna grab our mason jar. This is the size mason jar that I'm gonna use. You can always get them a little bit smaller and it'll make obviously a few more servings. So regardless of the size that you're getting, you wanna take your apple filling, fill it up almost to the lip of the jar or this round part here at the top. Make sure you get all those pieces of ginger off the bottom. Once you have all of your jars full with apples, we're gonna grab some of this crumble and just top that. And you don't need a lot. And it's okay if it comes up to the top because as the apples bake down, everything's just gonna sink into the jar a little bit. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this right now. It's gonna be the best air freshener you have all season. It smells so good. It makes your house smell amazing. So now I'm gonna get a baking tray that has a lip on it. I'm gonna fill it with just a little bit of water, and we're gonna set these mason jars right in there and then put them in the oven for about 40 minutes. While the apple crumble is baking in the oven, we're gonna make our coconut cashew cream sauce, and this is just gonna be like a really sweet addition and another layer of flavor. So to get started, take a 1/2 cup of raw cashews, and a 1/2 of a cup of almond milk or non-dairy milk of choice, and that's just unsweetened almond milk. A tablespoon of melted coconut oil, that's our coconut component, and 2 teaspoons of sugar. So again, you can use that brown sugar or that sugar in the raw or just regular plain old sugar. All right, let's get this blended. That should do it. And whenever you blend something like this, like a cashew cream to make it really super creamy, just blend it a few seconds more than you think it needs. Okay, we'll get that in a bowl. Woohoo! That looks good. After 40 minutes, the apple crumble is done, and you're gonna wanna let those mason jars cool before you touch them, because that is hot glass, okay? So once they're cooled, you can go ahead and see how neat this is? They do make these cool individual servings, and you can even put the lid on the jars and take them somewhere with you. So if you want to take them for lunch or take them to a potluck or something, they travel very nicely. So you can see that the apple crumble got really nice and gooey in there, and it baked down, and we're gonna add some coconut cream to this. Oh, it looks so good. You can just drizzle that right on top, or serve it on the side. And then when you're ready, dig in and have probably the best dessert you are gonna have this fall, I promise you. So I hope you guys give these a shot. These are apple ginger crumbles baked in mason jars with a coconut cashew cream.